to go?
Yep.
Hey guys, Doug Mollo here again. Welcome back. We are going to talk about the momentum curve, which is really, really exciting. This is something that is taught in Harvard Business School. If you're making a stock purchase, you should really consider this with companies you're doing. Most investors look at companies, they don't want to get in at the wrong time, and they don't want to get in at the wrong time on the back end. They want to get in the middle at the right time when companies are growing. And again, Harvard Business School teaches this, and we're going to give you a little basic course about how companies grow. Particularly in the home-based business industry, it's very important not to get in too early in a company because 90% of these companies fail. Valentis obviously has been around long enough now, and their track record is at the point where it is the right time to get in this company. Okay, so after 5 years, that's where they are now. Okay, so basically we have a growth curve here of a company. And the first start of a company, when a company starts out, they start to get together and consider manufacturing products and start to talk to some people, formulators and founders get in the company. This is called formulation. Okay? Formulation is what it is. It's when the company's being formulated, is getting started and so forth. Very risky. The only people that get involved in the company now are people who started the company, family members, people who are producing the product, who see the validity of it and so forth. This takes usually about 2 to 3 years, and this averages from company to company. It can be a year to 2 years, it can be 6 months, but generally it's somewhere between a year to 3 years. Then after formulation, we have something called concentration. Okay, concentration is where distributors start to get in the company. They start to see some kind of a success with the product line. There's people that are starting to reorder. They're getting testimonies about the product and what's happening with the product. And we start to see some kind of attraction happening in the company. Generally a pretty good time to get involved in the company. We see distributors coming in who are really don't understand the industry, or they're just people who get very excited easily. But we generally don't see large players, people who have history in this industry, who know what they're doing, who can generate large organizations. They usually still stay out of it at this point. Maybe towards the ends of concentration, we might see some people coming in who think that things are really moving. After concentration, we have something called momentum. Okay, and again, this can take anywhere from 2 to 5 years before we start to see any sign of momentum in the 5-year level. Again, companies are different. Where we are right here is right about here right now. Company's done $18 million in a month, and we're just coming out of our formulation concentration. We're just coming out of concentration. We're just starting to hit our vertical curve. When companies go vertical in the stock market, you want to watch companies. You have IPOs. People buy IPOs all the time. IPOs are a little different because they already have concentration, and people are hoping to capture this momentum curve when it IPOs. Sometimes it doesn't, and flounders. Sometimes it does, and you get very wealthy. Well, you can't buy stock in this company, but what you can buy is you can buy a business builder pack, and you can participate in that growth. Because as the company's momentum grows in this kind of industry, there's more excitement about the product. There's more people that hear about the product. They've heard about it in this time period where people have talked to them about it. But now it's starting to take off, and there's an excitement, and there's a wave that you're catching. And so if you get in at the right time, you can create that momentum in your organization, the same momentum the company's going through on an international level, and you have a possibility to completely blow your business up and create a huge organization. And this is exactly what we have right here with Valentis. It's a very, very exciting time in the company. We're seeing some very big players leave other companies and come into the company. We're seeing people who got started in here starting to make 6-figure incomes. Very, very exciting time. And this only happens one time in the life of a company. It will never happen again. So if you miss this curve, you miss it. It's just like a stock purchase. When you missed it, I should have bought that stock. I was traveling my birthday about 10 years ago, and I sat next to a guy on the plane, and he said to me, "Hey, I work for this company. I'm really overworked, and I'm not getting paid enough." And he said, and they just started to put the name on the outside of their computers, and I don't think I'm going to stay working for the company. And he said the company's name is Intel. And they put the little sticker on the computer that said Intel inside. And I thought, maybe I should buy this stock. And you know what I did? I didn't buy the stock. I thought about it, and I didn't buy the stock. Boy, was I upset that I didn't buy the stock. Well, that's because Intel was going through this concentration into a momentum period, and I missed it. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, do not miss this curve with Volantis. The coffee industry is huge, diabetics, weight, everything we're in, our markets are exponential. And when you have an exponential market and you have a momentum curve, the income potential is huge. Even with minimal effort, you can create a huge organization. Okay, finally what happens when a company goes through formulation, concentration, momentum, they hit a period called stability. Okay, and that's when the company stabilizes and it continues to run on a vertical level. On a secondary market here, and this is great because once you build this organization, now you have a long-term stable income that's going on. What companies do is they open up other countries, okay? And as countries open over the world, each one of these countries goes through its own growth curve. And so you can capitalize on these, after stability, on continual companies and countries opening up, and you get more stability and more growth. The other way that companies increase this stability and get out of it is they introduce new product lines, okay? Which is what Volantis is already doing. Every time we see this happen, we're opening up a new market. Recently we got inulin. Inulin is an amazing product for diabetes. It can cure diabetes to a certain degree. And inulin itself is a massive market for diabetics. And so inulin is going to go through its own growth curve within the structure of the company. So you have internal momentum, you have international momentum, and you have standard momentum. We are right here in standard momentum. We've touched the base with some of our international momentum. That's going to parallel this curve, and we're also going to continue momentum going through new product launches. I'm telling you, if you understand what's going on here with Volantis, if you understand what they teach in Harvard Business School about formulation, concentration, the growth of companies, you've got to get in now. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Every minute you waste, every minute you wait, you're losing more opportunity because as it starts to run, it runs very quickly. And you need to get in now. Don't hesitate. You are at the right place at the right time. The question is, are you going to capitalize on it? Thank you.